What's the matter? You look like you just saw a ghost. Well, there goes the neighborhood.
I am Doomsvince. This is day 175 of Spawn Year.
So Todd McFarlane wisely handed the storytelling reins of the main Spawn title over to a guy who actually knows how to tell stories. Then, about a year and a half later in 2001, he loses Bendis off of Sam and Twitch, I can only assume because of his prolific work at Marvel at the time, and he decides to replace Bendis with himself. This book has been low-key, thoughtful, character-driven crime fiction with compelling mysteries and grounded ideas, and the best person Todd McFarlane could think of to write more of that was Todd McFarlane? I would have given it to Alan McElroy first, and I'm saying that having now read all of Curse of the Spawn. McFarlane keeps getting this writing itch he's got to scratch, and after nearly a decade flying blindly trying to do something he just doesn't get, he's actually showing marked improvement here. Not only is this issue mostly solid, it's actually not a jarring departure from what Bendis was doing before. When McFarlane's actually readable, it's hard not to appreciate the big basic things. He seems to have a good handle on prior continuity, with one glaring exception, more on that in a bit. His dialogue, so far, is actually moving the narrative along and not just filling up space, and the organization of scenes is logical and stuff actually makes sense. In the letters pages, someone asks McFarlane if he's going to mimic Bendis' style, and his answer is that the book will be different but with similar situations. So far, though, it reads to me like he's absolutely falling into the format Bendis established, and it's helping his writing immensely. If this issue were the only thing you'd ever read by McFarlane, and then you started reading these notebooks, you'd have no idea why I was so critical of his writing. This structure forces McFarlane to streamline and prioritize, focusing on what he wants to say over being grandiose and dramatic. Take away all the cumbersome narration boxes and the superfluous splash pages, the news anchors, and the long-form outlining where big plot points happen every 25 issues or so, but there's nothing going on in between, and what you're left with is action, dialogue, and nothing else. It's really no surprise then that McFarlane's writing is so much better than usual here, and I like the new mystery he's setting up here. It's fresh and quite different from the previous arcs, yet still with a personal connection for our characters, and focused on Sam, who was just along for the ride last story. Someone has sent Sam a disturbing videotape with his name on it, goading him to try to figure out who sent the tape and if the murder depicted in it is real. In the tape, a man makes another man watch as he rapes his wife or girlfriend, saying he'll kill her if the man makes any sound. Afterward, he says he heard something but kills the man instead. We don't see if the girl also dies. Sam has the tape examined, and it appears to be genuine and not actors. On the last page, he finds a second tape in his own refrigerator. I have plenty of reasons to keep reading. Why is this murderer risking getting caught by sending tapes to a cop? Why Sam? How did he get in his house? Do they have a history together? McFarlane isn't just a cheap imitation of Bendis. His story fits this mold perfectly and is respectful to the effective style Bendis developed. But some of McFarlane's trademark annoyances are creeping in here, and the biggest is what he does with Twitch. Last issue, Twitch said he was finished and going back to his family. Like with Spawn's retiring to the bottom of the ocean in Blood Feud, McFarlane intentionally reinterprets that for his own purposes, having Twitch still rattled but on the force, and the excuse is that he overreacted and is now looking for something to fill the void Casey left when she died. But Bendis clearly meant for that void to be filled by Twitch's family, of course, if they would have him, and McFarlane is avoiding all those interesting questions about whether Twitch still believes in justice just because now he's writing and he wants to write the two together. Since this is a Sam-centered story, why not split them up for a while and give Twitch his own subplot while he's soul-searching? Come to think of it, why is Twitch on the cover when this is primarily about Sam? Also, McFarlane relies far too much on his old gross food and fart joke routine with Sam. Alex believes cinematic and well-varied panel layouts do a lot to keep this feeling like the same title, and this is the first time I've seen McFarlane rely on an artist to tell much of the story. Initially, I was mortified to lose Bendis in favor of McFarlane, but I'm happy to report I finished this issue only mildly stunned. Signed, Captain Logan.